guys, I actually forgot my real camera, so I'm filming on another camera that I actually have as an extra up here in the workshop. But the last thing you actually saw was me welding away, and we have actually welded both of the front fenders. We fitted the front bumper. We actually have begun to actually weld the front bumper also, but that's a later issue. But what I just wanted to show you before I go further is that I actually missed to film this, but this is how the front fender looks right now. It's finished, it's welded up, but what I actually wanted to say is before I actually put Bondo on it, I actually grind down the welds. I brushed them as good as I can with a rubber wheelie. So the yellow here is actually a CA primer from Hagmans. I always use that to prevent corrosion, so I don't want any moisture to come in between the welds and actually make rust. So that's the CA primer, and the first layer of Bondo is actually this one. It's always the best to begin with. It's from Hagmans. It's their Filtech carbon fiber soft Bondo. That's perfect to begin with, and it's much better to use than fiberglass Bondo. Fiberglass Bondo is shrinking and growing when it's really hot outside, and it can actually crack, and this product doesn't crack. It actually moves, but it doesn't crack. So what we actually talked about before, the yellow primer is from Hagmans, Store Plus Primer CA. This is perfect. I've done it on all the restoration parts or restoration cars that I've done, and yet I haven't got any rust issues. And if we actually look at this front fender, I came a long way with this fender. As you can see, it's really smooth now. It's beginning to get smooth, I would say. The fitment against the headlights are really good, or getting there, I would say. And as you see, I have some dents and unevenness that I actually have to hammer out. And this is actually the finishing Bondo before I actually put primer on it, and also from Hagmans. It's really light to work with. It's their Filtech light gray. I actually don't know if you actually want to see me sand like for 3 days, because that's I think that's what it's gonna take to get the perfect fitment. So the main sanding process is not that bad, but the fitment, the perfect quality that we want out of this, that's gonna take time. I'm gonna sand away and get it perfect, and I'm actually gonna join you again when I'm putting on the front bumper and see how the fitment looks. I really hope you like this content. I hope I don't bore you with the talks, but there's a lot of questions on this channel about this stuff, so I actually wanted to just go through the materials that I actually use. So if you have any more questions, just put it in the comment section below. I'm happy to get questions. I'm happy to answer your questions about what to use and not to use. What my experience said over 13 years, or it's actually 14 years now that I've been doing this with cars. Damn, the time flies, guys. So this is actually the state. Let's go. So guys, sorry I haven't been filming in a long time, but we actually have the front bumper on. As you saw, we started off with us actually plastic welding the front bumper in some kind of Frankenstein way, but it actually come a long way. And look at this, it's almost done, and I actually got this part left. As you see, I've been cutting up the front bumper all over the place to actually mount it together. So this is the Q60. As you can see, that's the red one. This is the G37 front bumper that I actually cut out from that bumper. That's actually missing the top piece. So this is actually the beginning, I would say, of the front end, and the front fenders are almost done with the sanding part. As you've seen in the time lapses, this is beginning to get really good. I'm actually gonna finish off the plastic welding on this side, so enjoy a little B-roll for you. So guys, we're actually back at my place and I'm actually devastated. I lost all of the data. My memory card actually is encrypted, and this was actually the last clip of the front end conversion. But I'm gonna do it really old school, and I hope you can actually appreciate it. I'm gonna put in some pictures of how the status of the front end conversion is right now. But this is actually the last clip you're gonna see from this, because I'm gonna in a couple of weeks actually premiere the whole car finished. But stay tuned, and if you actually want to see some VIP progression, you have to follow me on Instagram. But the premiere of the car is actually going to be in a couple of weeks. But as I said, this is all for today, and I really hope you can appreciate some pictures of the car. But as I always say, have a good morning, good evening, or good night, wherever you are. Hej då!